Okay, first off, I want to introduce the 2024 Class 5A State Champion Catholic Knights. Congratulations, Coach and gentlemen.
Thank you.
Any open comments you want to make, then we're going to open up for questions.
Yeah, I want to give a shout out real quick to our media. They do a good job covering us in Montgomery. Rosie, I saw her somewhere. Tim Gale, Montgomery Advertiser. Bo Starkley has been one of us covering us for a long time, so thanks to those guys and thank y'all for being here.
Questions for Coach and players? Go ahead.
I wanted to ask Giovanni and you a question,
Okay.
but I want him to answer first.
Yeah, that's fine.
But just, can you talk about the journey you had to get here? I mean, you were kind of overlooked last year, and then as we keep going deeper into the playoffs, you do more and more and more. Now you're the MVP of the state championship game. How's that feel?
Journey's been tough, but it's been a wild ride. And it's really impressive. Just always shut out the noise and just ball.
Other questions?
He said he wanted me to answer the question as well. I'm proud of him because that's what Catholic football looks like. His freshman year and sophomore year, he sat behind a kid that's at Auburn, Jeremiah Cobb. In his junior year, he finally gets an opportunity and he gets hurt. And Josh Griffin steals the show. And he never once complained, never once came and sat in my office. He just showed up every single day, picking up weights and doing the little things, showing up on time. And nobody knows he was hurt at the beginning of this year too. Had to have some shots and stuff in his hamstring. And when he came back, game three, it was on and popping.
Rosie, back here.
Kirk, this in your class only lost 2 games
Talk
over
about
2
it.
years. Just describe what it means to
It feels so good. This is my senior class. They were freshmen when I took over the head coaching program. We set lofty goals that we thought were unreachable, and they're right here in front of us, man. You know, what God has for you, no man can break. And these guys work. They don't ask questions. They just show up. And of course, football is tough. It's tough everywhere. And I feel like the things we do shapes these boys into young men. And we got a great coaching staff that believes in what I tell them, and they go out and make these boys believe in the bigger picture, which is not themselves. And so I'm so super proud of them.
Got a question over here, Coach.
Hey, Coach. First off, congrats on the win. You've been around this program a little while. Just what was the identity of this group as opposed to others you've been a part of?
When we talked about it in chapel, I'm glad you asked that. I think they all sit here and tell you unselfish. Our punter spoke, and we were in chapel today, and what he said was spot on. It's just sometimes you got to do the tough stuff that nobody wants to see, and whether it be being a backup last year and only getting so many carries and rushing for 500 yards, or being the guy this year where you got to go win the game for us in the fourth quarter. It looks different in all phases. I'm super proud of them boys for not, we live in a want to right now world where you can get anything you want right now. You can order some on Amazon to be here before you get home. So, sometimes it don't work like that in life. You got to work for it. You got to work to get it.
Coach, you just had that smile. I don't think it's left your face. Just what does this one mean to you, and then for the players just to go back to back? What does that mean for you guys?
It means a lot. It truly does, because we read all the posts, we read all the comments, we see all the stuff, and that's not something we get into it talking about it. We post it in our group meeting, and we talk about it amongst ourselves, but we're not out here talking. I just think that our coaching staff takes a hit, because I read a lot of different things, but we coach our butts off, and these kids, they show up and they work their butts off, and I'm uber proud that they allow me to coach them the way we do and how hard we are on them. But it tells you what kind of relationship we have with our kids. They'll be the first one to tell you. They know when that door shuts at 6:55 on Monday, it's go time. So proud of them, man. Back to back is like Cody Hodgins said something last year at the state championship in Chapel, where his dad coached 50 years. Went to 3 state championships and never won one. And I went home and I was like, oh my gosh. So to have the opportunity to play in 2 as a head coach and win both of them, and it's life changing. Honestly, I've never wanted to do anything else but coach.
You players, you ask y'all what it means to y'all.
Well, I'll say going back to back is like a blessing. Like with this group, I knew we were special from the start. Like it started off tough, but like we bought into the program, we bought into the standard, and that's something Coach J has asked from us from the start. And that's being his first freshman class, and I mean it was built into it. So the standard was just something that we knew from the start, and all we had to do was get everybody else to buy in with us, and then we get results like this.
Any of you other guys got a comment?
It's truly special. God this win, leave a legacy.
Coach, at that point in the second half, when Moody when that 14-point run to tie it up, before you found your footing, at that point, what are you telling your players, your team, and I think more importantly, what are you telling yourself?
To be honest with you, our program was kind of built for that moment. So we made the state championship a couple of years back, and we were playing Fife, and we went up. And I remember looking across at Fife, and they were not phased at all. And that's just kind of how we were. I mean, we didn't come to this game thinking it was going to be a blowout. We knew it was going to be a four-quarter game. And what better way to get a big defensive stop, because we relied on the defense heavily, and then have to run the football to win the game. That's scripted. And I do want to say this too. Hats off to Jake Gaines. I don't have a lot of heap of friends in this coaching world, but when you get one, you hold on to him. I've known Jake forever, and he has done a tremendous job with his program. Those kids played hard. They are downhill. They are tough. They're everything you want in the program. I call him a brother, so hats off to him as well. Sorry I didn't say that earlier.
Coach, you kind of took it right out of my mouth, but I was going to ask you what your relationship is like with Coach Gaines, how long you've known him, and what it was like preparing for his team.
So I think I've known him since like 1998 or something. We've known each other for a long time. He went to Chelsea, I went to Shelby County. I think, to be honest with you, it was kind of rough this week because we talk all the time, like all the time. They'll tell you. I'll reference some of the things he'll say about us, and it was just kind of weird. But brothers fight. So I knew going in this was going to be a fight. I just wanted to make sure I was standing at the end of it.
JP, can you take us through the game-winning kick, the emotion, and then being the guy that pushed you guys to the championship?
Well, you just gotta take one kick at a time. Just lock in, and yeah.
Were your toes as cold as mine?
And were your toes as cold as his?
Yes, sir.
He's a man of few words.
Just Kirk, can you just talk about the resiliency of your team and then JP making the game winner?
I wish I could sit here and tell his story, but I'm not going to right now because we don't have enough time. It makes you want to cry. Seriously, it's one of the ones you want to cry. JP's family is actually overseas right now, so shout out to his family. I hope they got to see that game, but I made me cry up here. But we believe in him. We believe in this kid. As soon as football season ended last year, he went right to kicking on the football field. He's a soccer guy. He went right to kicking on the football field, and I'd pull up, or stay late, and he'd be out there kicking, trying to perfect his craft. And so when you talk about the want to, he has it, the want to. And each day he gets better. Each day he shows up. He went to a kicking coach like fourth round in the playoffs or something just to tweak some things. So that tells you what kind of kid he is, and super proud of him. Well, you got me to cry anyway.
Coach, talk about your staff.
Come on, Bo.
Come on, Bo. Cody, Jimbo, Jeremy, talk about those guys.
One of the best staffs in the state of Alabama. I'm not going to say we're the best staff because it's crazy, but I do want to shout them all out, and I'm hoping that I don't miss anybody. We got the best OC in the game, Cody Hodgins. He does a great job. The attention to detail he has is amazing. Then we have Jim Chappell, our O-line coach. You got to be an O-lineman to understand O-lineman, and he is one of them. Our running backs coach is Coach Aaron Cox. He does a great job, and he's new to our program, fit in well. Tyler Price, the receivers coach, I coached him. He came back and got on our staff. Love him to death. He's like a son to me. Of course, you all know Jeremy Johnson is our quarterback coach. He does a tremendous job. I think Kingston will be the first one to tell you that he gets fussed at by three people at all times. He gets Jeremy, he gets Cody, and he gets myself. He's the one player, he gets everybody. And then the defensive staff, myself, our D-line coach is Billy Lockhart. He makes me a better man every single day. They can't find a better person. Our linebackers coach is Trey Wilson, does a tremendous job. And then new to our program is Sawyer Kendricks. And then, of course, our special teams coordinator is a former Bama player, Chandler Avant. So I'm proud of those guys. And man, I don't think I'm the easiest to work for because we demand so much ecstasy. And I think they continue to make me better as these players do.
Kirk, just to do this with a freshman quarterback, what did that mean to you and your team tonight to see Kingston out there making plays, and for Kingston also to answer the same thing, just being in that big moment in the big time game?
You want him to answer first?
What was that like tonight? I'll have you answer first.
Okay. It feels great. I think Kingston is prepared for this moment for a while. When he was 8th grader, we knew he was going to be uber talented, but he was just an 8th grader doing 8th grade things. And I think we quickly try to remind him that you can't do that. And thanks to the guys around him who allow him to grow as a ninth grader. That's really tough. When you can throw the ball to B.J. Bedgood or J.J. Williams, it does help you kind of settle in. And we have an offensive line like we do. So I think he'd be the first one to tell you that they helped him grow. And then he became his own. He ain't been a freshman in a while. I tell him all the time. You can't be no freshman no more. That's over with. So his poise and the way he acted tonight truly showed that he might be a sophomore now.
Go ahead, Ken.
Just coming in the off season, put my head down January, grinding, working with the OC Coach Hodgins, working with him, getting out the plays, knowing the formations and stuff, going to the spring, putting all the way routes on there with my guys, and then summertime coming in, just coming in and season before season injury, and just bouncing back and just winning it off.
So I'm going to come in what he just said. So we go through the whole summer, spring, with him being the starting quarterback. We get to week 0 on Tuesday, and he breaks his hand. So he missed the first 5 games with a broken hand, and we had to play J.J. Williams. At quarterback. And so that just tells you the resiliency. Because then we set him for 3 weeks because we didn't let him just come back, and he was itching and calling to get back in. I think he made his first start. I don't know. Carol Ozark. So week 6, 7, or whatever it is, and then he took off and ran with it.
Coach, we're gonna get one more question, and then let y'all go celebrate.
Yeah, I like it.
Okay, wanted to ask you right quick if you can kind of go back to your mindset, how it was explained to you, the play you stopped them apparently, and then it had to be replayed, and then you challenged it, and then it had to be played.
I would prefer not to really talk about the situation. All I know is he said that he was short of the line, but he fumbled the ball forward, so it was the first down. That's all I remember. I was like, that don't really make sense. So.
Well, with that, Coach, let's go celebrate.
Let's go celebrate. Hey, thank y'all. Go Knights. Go Knights.
Thank you.